There are some pollutions that don't feel like a pollution at first. It don't sound like a pollution at first. It don't smell like a pollution at first. And all of a sudden, a month down the road, you realize you got a pollution. You threw that food away. You just finished eating. It was a good meal. You threw the food away. You cooked. You threw the food away. A day later, you smell something. 2 days later, you smell something. You can't figure out, where's that stench coming from? You check the garbage disposal, nothing there. Bathroom, nothing there. You smell it around. Then you pop the lid of that trash can and you realize something has been decomposing and creating a stench that's coming up. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Well, that's the same thing that can happen to you spiritually by what you allow in, and before you know it, you're like, why am I feeling uncomfortable? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling like anxious? Why do I all of a sudden am I out of sorts? And so you have to look around and say, wait a minute, did I let something in that wasn't supposed to be in? Amen. Some of you guys know what it is when a skunk dies. You ever been driving or in the neighborhood? Isn't that a unique smell? It is a very unique smell, right? So part of me and Elder Randolph and Elder Grigsby and the ministers, our job is to help you to be able to smell sin when you smell it. You gotta know it's scent. You gotta say, wait a minute, that's something different, right? Even when we're praying for people, we have to know, like, wait a minute, is that the Spirit of God or is that not? Like, what is that? What is that? What is that sound that I'm hearing? I have to be able to discern between the things that are of God and the things that are not of God. Elder Randolph, I know you're writing. I want you to kind of take on, though, in a second, the need to separate holy from unholy. I have one more point I want to make first, and then we're going to jump all the way to 47. Notice that he called them abominations. An abomination is something that disgusts God, that makes him want to throw up. That's literally what it means. You want to throw up. So now my question to you all is, why would something pure give access to something that's abominable? What would make me, if I'm pure, want to open the door to something abominable? Well, it's really simple. The enemy is so slick. He is in our society now, changing definitions, changing what things actually mean, so that you won't be able to identify what is unclean and what's clean. I was listening to the president-elect has this person, the Kennedy man, Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy made a statement. He said, we've done the research, and there are toxins, food coloring toxins in our food in the United States, and I'm going to work to remove all of those toxins, because that's what's calling for aches, pains, diabetes, cancer, and all of that. I was shocked, because I was like, that makes sense to me. Over 10 years ago, it's before I became a pastor, so maybe 15, 20 years ago, I said, who's going to be responsible to take the blame for all these cancers we're getting? Because you can't tell me just all of a sudden we all have cancer. The Bible makes it very clear that it must be in the water. It must be in the food source. So if I want to kill you, I don't have to shoot a bomb at you. All I got to do is have you drive through. So who's going to be? There was never answers. Now we're finding that the food that we're eating in the United States is not the food that people are eating around the world. But what I was surprised about is the people who fought up against it, who came out against him. Why wouldn't we want to take toxins out of our food? Well, because it gives it an addictive taste. So what the enemy wants to do is to get us addicted to the world, so that no matter how hard we try, no matter how much we know it's hurting us, no matter how much we know that relationship ain't good for us, no matter how much we know that engaging in this and that is not good, you keep doing it because you are addicted. And the Lord said, don't let him in. Can you say amen? Elder Randolph, I'll pass it to you, because then